So, very good greetings to everyone. I'm here after a long time with a video on the extract titled A Corpse in the Well, written by Shankar Rao Kharat in his famous autobiographical work titled Taral and Taral. So, something about the author. He's a post-independent Indian Marathi Dalit writer who often centers around the sufferings of the Dalit people. His another famous work is The History of Mahas in Maharashtra. Sorry, I could not mention the real name as it was written in Marathi. So, um, the entire extract deals with the day-to-day life struggles of the Dalit people, especially the Mahas, as the author himself belongs to the Maha community. So, talking about the core matter, the caste system. So, in India, as we all know, we have this caste system pre-established on the basis of work did by people in ancient times, and how people were segregated according to their own work. So gradually, caste system emerged, with a few being termed as the upper caste and the majority of the sect termed as lower caste people. So what these upper caste people did was they established a notion that these lower caste people should obey their superiors, which is the upper caste people, who through this system exploited them systematically due to their own selfish needs, their own fellow human beings. So this has been going on for ages, for a long period of time in India. So the Dalit people are generally not only the lower caste people, but rather it's an elaborate term which consists of untouchable or people segregated throughout. So this extract deals with the lifelong exploitation which the Dalit people face, and they are not even considered as human beings, where they are treated as subhumans, which we have already learned from the sufferings of Jewish people in the Holocaust, where they were also treated as subhumans. So what these people were assigned to is that they were supposed to till the lands and produce crops for the upper caste people. So these people generally did not own any land. So after a day's long work, as we already saw in the poisoned bread, I didn't make a video. So in poisoned bread, they spoke about how the Dalit people begged for their own daily bread, even after working for a very long day from sunrise to sunset. So this is the meaning of Dalit people. So moving on to the ideas propagated in the text, the oppressive state of the Dalits. So as we get to see in the text, here the village duty is being carried out by one Mahar and Ramoshi, which is guarding the dead body, which is unidentified. So till the police begins the inquest, which means investigation, these people should guard the unidentified corpse, which is found in the well. So then the police, in order to just save themselves from the very hideous act of recovering the bloated body, they force the Mahar named Anna, the author's father, to recover the body from the well. That too without any kind of safety procedures. It's just the caste thing. You know that human beings generally tend to exploit each other for their own needs. That's why in the world, if whatsoever that we lack peace, it is because of this dirty thinking that we should dominate other people. So then, remorseless submission. So the extract also very firmly captures the loyalty and the submissive attitude of Dalit people, where Anna never even retorts back to the harsh abuses of the policemen, the constable, but rather he obeys and he just uncovers his body and he descends to the well, the abandoned well, which is just rotted with all sorts of ill things like the spoiled leaves, and even the moss is floating on water, as we can see from the text, where the walls of the well are just dilapidated, the stones largely destroyed. So, yes, first the Dalit is unaware, and then the police. They are not unaware, but rather they are just exploiting these poor people, which covers the subtitle Lawlessness, where the police should be the implementers of law, but rather they exploit using their stylish attire and the very powerful badge, which was trusted by the government. So they break the laws in order to maintain and secure their comfort. So this is the main ideology that every human being has. They don't even have this sort of empathy with them. Only when we human beings empathize with our fellow beings, we as the entire race of humanity will prosper. That's what is being said here. So even where we come to know that Anna encounters a snake, which the head constable dismisses as a reptile. It's just the life of someone is being reduced or objectified for the sake of exploitation, their own self-protection, selfish protection. Then lack of awareness. So why does Anna first obey the police? So here comes to service the hand of education. So we all think that education is mere rote learning. Not we all. I'm sorry. So it's been reduced actually. So education is actually to lighten up the spark which is within you. It is rightly said by Swami Vivekananda, it's a manifestation of what is already in our own self. So as there is no awareness, nothing with the Dalits, that these values are ingrained in them, that they have to serve the upper class people, that they have no rights as human beings. They don't even consider themselves as human beings, but rather just landless coolies, as stated earlier. So here, Anna shows unquestioned loyalty, where he completely obeys the policemen, and even in one situation we see that the horses are being fed, while these Mahas and Ramoshis are being unfed for over a night, and even till the sunset. We even do not know that till the end the inquest is just carried on forward, and the author ends it abruptly by stating that it's after becoming an advocate that he completely understands the plight of Dalits. So then, power of education. So since the author stated education while this incident takes place, he reverts some sort of very striking and enlightening questions raised against the constable, where Anna still remains submissive, but rather the author's eyes are just open. He knows the value of human beings and how he too is a human being like every other people standing over there. So he even just laments for his own community, that they approach High Court for just sustaining their lives to get their own share of bread, but rather while they are capable of becoming their own landlords, owning their own land and creating their own livelihood, rather than begging to the upper class people. So this is what education has did to the author, enlightening his brain and showing him the mirror where his own community stands in the society. So finally we come to the important part, changing trends. So after seeing all these things, this essay was written in the 20th century, as we all know. Then have we progressed after independence? So this systemic casteism is being compared to post-colonial studies, where this sort of subjugation is often being compared to the British rule under which we were subjugated. So this is internal colonialism. This is what the name is being given to the caste system in India. So definitely we have progressed over the period of time as a nation. Efforts has been taken to uplift the Dalit people, but this too comes at the cost of progress. First of all, these people should be given equal opportunities, but rather it's the reservation policy which is being dumped on them, which is a hot debate in television channels nowadays. So finally, yes, definitely the government has taken measures to uplift Dalit people, but rather to be a perfect blend of progress with upliftment, it needs to be the extension of opportunities for the underprivileged. So, yes, definitely the underprivileged people nowadays are getting facilities, but not to the extent which we need. So then, the conclusion. So class injustice, definitely it's a major theme where one human being exploits another for his selfish needs, selfish gains. So lawlessness, definitely the police are not enforcers of law, but rather they are well fed by the law. That's what we can infer from this extract. So oppression, yeah, systemic oppression ever since the caste system has been created. Then subjugation, yeah, subjugation in the sense they are termed as untouchables, right? That they have to use separate things, that they are not allowed to touch anything and that sort of stuff. So these are just ingrained, but they are slowly changing. And even today, as we all browse through our web, it's evident that this still exists in the Indian society. So, as I have said earlier, there is only one solution to all this sort of discrimination. If we should progress as one race, the race of humanity, throwing back all our nationalistic identity, statist identity on the basis of region, religion, caste, creed, only then will we come to find the true value of empathy. I'm not even talking about altruism here, because altruism is a far on a higher plane, which the idealistic human beings follow. But rather, first of all, if we should reach altruism, first we should inculcate empathy within us. So with empathy, we actually not only sympathize with the oppressed people, but rather we try to help them out, to make them come out of the pit, to establish a just society, so we can grow together and not alone. So I think I have elaborated on the story. So I'll just read out the extracted lines. It was a perpetual noose around the neck of a Maha. Yeah, the continual caste system being followed in India. You lump of dirt is uttered by the head constable, where he forces Anna to fetch the body from the well. So this is how they are reduced to mere objects. Objects of, yeah, it's objects of value, usefulness and uselessness. That's how they are treating human beings as now we have seen in the extract. So how can we touch it? What would the hairs of the corpse have to say? These words are uttered by Anna, where he doesn't even, first of all, care about his own safety, but rather he's again thinking that the relations of the corpse might be upset with him touching the dead body. So then who cares if a Mahar lives or dies? Yeah, again, the life of a human being is being reduced to, I don't want to fill this blank. Then we want to go on living in this place. This is the submissive attitude of Anna. not Anna and as well as the Ramoshi, who just speaks on behalf of Anna that to excuse him from recovering the body so that he can go on living in this village peacefully. And then, what are you waiting for, Maha? Jump in, is uttered by the head constable. So just to avoid any sort of physical work or mental work, and to avoid red tapeism, the constable forces Anna to fetch or recover the body. So then, shut up, son, you are not old enough to understand. When the author's son counterattacks the words of the police, Anna, being a submissive man, embedded in the caste system, just asks his son to shut up, stating that you are not old enough to understand. It's just a paradox. It's the other way around. So then, what reason have you got to abuse my father? So here, the author questions the head constable that what reason he has, whether just because he's a Mahar are you abusing him. He too is a human being and blood runs within us, the same blood. This is all we see in the collection to the poisoned bread, where it deals with the caste identity and caste system enshrined in India. Then let the whole world know is uttered by Anna, where Anna tries to really come out of this caste system, but he doesn't have any idea, no awareness. So then, fighting for the Mahar Vatan share, a quarter of the share. So this is what I have said near the start of the video, right? That people Dalit people just fight for their bread and not for their livelihood, where they can lead a better life, but rather they choose to fight for their own meager amount of food. So this is what is being explicated through the extract a corpse in the well. So if I should sum up, the entire text deals with the human greed for domination towards fellow human beings. This is the core criteria through which caste system emerged, or rather it's been exploited, which began as an identity, but then it changed to upper class and lower class. So thank you for listening. Kindly do like, comment if any, which I will reply possibly, and then do subscribe to my channel and share if you have really enjoyed my video. So thank you.